Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Game 16 of the 2021 Golden Homes National Fastpitch Championship. My name's Ricky Early here along with Josh New, helping you out in the 7 o'clock time slot. Receives the host association, North Harbour, up against their cousins from across the bridge. Auckland, evening Josh, should be a good game, mate.
Yeah, Battle of the Bridge is always a good one, Rick. And
that's right, Tony.
We'll get that one out the way early, eh?
Yeah, there's obviously North Harbour finished runners up last year. Auckland disappointed in a tied for third down in the Hutt Valley. So Auckland with 2 wins today over Southern Pride and Wellington, and North Harbour splitting their games today with a close loss to Wellington and then a victory over Southern Pride. So big game for both teams to get through day one of a four-day tournament and get ready for set-up day tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely, Rick. Auckland will be looking to get back on that loss they had in the semi-final last year. It was a nail-biter of a game, and Harbour came out in a tiebreaker win. So they got a little bit of extra riding on this one, a little bit of reputation. They want to show who Harbour is, who Auckland is, sorry, and it's going to be definitely, if Harbour's going to succeed in this one, Blake's going to have to keep these batters held down, keep the ball in the ballpark. But on the other hand, Twiggy's going to have to hold these good Harbour hitters down. Pita, Eru, and Hohepa in the middle there will be excellent game to watch.
Here we talk defensively in the top half of the first innings for North Harbour. Out in right field, Hohepa Monk. In centre field, Tikirika Kupa-Nicola. In left field, Jerome Hiratuku. Third base, Joseph Hall. Shortstop, Caleb Rona. At second base, Pita Rona. At first base, Curtis Tompkins. Doing the catching, Andrew Van Striprian. And on the mound, as Josh just alluded to, Blake Radford. The designated player will be Edawira Drage, and the designated runner, speed on the bases, will be Hemi McCarthy. Leading off for Auckland will be their centre fielder, number 89, Ben Anoka. On deck, the first base, Seth Gibson. Let's go. And Radford finds the zone on the outside with a nice drop ball to start off with.
Yeah, nice start by Blake. Blake's going to, obviously, first pitch right there, drop ball. That's predominantly Blake's strongest weapon. So look for him to paint the corners.
And same spot, same result, strike two. And the pitch is just a little bit of a difference for them this week with the National Championship. The Black Sox coaching staff want the pitchers pitching off a block, which is just straight off the sand.
Yeah, definitely a good plan from New Zealand softball to initiate that. Get these guys ready for when we do come out of COVID and guys get to travel overseas. The block's the only way they do it over there. Yeah,
for the people at home, it is different. It's just you're pitching it straight out of the dirt, not on a mat like we do predominantly here in New Zealand. That's probably because a lot of fields are just council grounds, and the council like to stop it from being dug up. But it creates a lot of issues with regard to where you land. You've got a guy who's 6'4", 6'5", like Blake Radford. Then you get a guy, a right-hander. Then Edu Drage, who's 6'2", 6 flat in high heels. Landing in different spots, and you land, your foot's landing at a different height to what you're used to, and it takes some adjusting. Now I do see here they've got the women's block a metre in front of that, so they've got to try and jump over that to start with. So that's creating some more problems for the boys as well. So it'll take them a day or two to get used to that again after not using it all year. 2-2 to count. Hard hit ball from Ben Anoka, gets off the glove of Pitarona at second base. So first runner aboard for Auckland. Nice piece of hitting there from Ben. They're working on the outside. Just kept the hands back, let the ball travel. We see the lineup for Auckland offensively. Ben Anoka, the centre fielder, followed by Seth Gibson, shortstop, Black Sox captain Cole Evans, and the right fielder, Callan Compain, Alphonse Ovanakovas, the designated player and the coach, Nathan Nakanoku. Second base is Thomas Anoka. Third base, Reese Evans, and doing the catching, batting 9 is Max Early, and Liam Tugden won't be hitting tonight. He's just here to throw. And here is Seth Gibson, exciting young left-handed batter from Howick. Fouls one down the left field line. That's going to go foul.
Yeah, very versatile hitter, Seth Gibson. Hits for power, hits for contact, but can also lay down that sneaky lefty running bunt if he needs to. So a very good weapon for Nate Nooks to have at their number 2 spot.
Yeah, perfect spot for him, for Seth. And nice low rise ball on the outside, picking up strike number 2.
This is a good start for Blake, getting ahead early on Ben and now on Seth. So it's a promising start for Blake. You just got to keep that rhythm going and got to back his field to make the plays.
Yeah, when you've got a world-class offence like Auckland, you just got to you got to work from in front. You work from behind, Josh, and you're going to be in trouble all night, aren't you? You got to make them work hard.
Definitely. That's a nice pitch there by Blake. He really has to try and expand the zone, like you said. A talented side is Auckland, and anything left over the plate, they're going to give it a good go. So he's got to really try and expand the zone with his catching buddy Andrew Van Strippian.
And it seems to be the game plan on both the left and right-handed hitters, just working on the outside. Like Seth Gibson's already had 2 home runs today, a couple of big home runs to right field. So the game plan here from North Harbour, trying to keep that on the outside. But got to be a little bit careful because the wind's blowing straight across the field, isn't it? From right field out to left. We've seen a lot of home runs in the 2 previous games. A few fly balls just getting up there and the wind grabbing hold of them and carrying them out towards the club rooms.
Yeah, board seems to definitely be travelling today, so it's something to watch out. High fly balls turn into home runs today.
Yeah, nice hit and run executed by Auckland. Nice call from Coach Nakanoku and perfect execution there from Seth Gibson. Just a high hop at a shortstop.
That's a great piece of hitting there by Seth Gibson. I mean, that ball was outside, but obviously with 2 strikes, he needs to make sure that he can barrel something up, keep the ball in play, obviously with the speedy Beninoka getting into second.
And you see the defensive line up there that what I've just been through. See there's the Rona boys up the middle, keeping guard of the middle infield. Nice play there from Caleb Rona. And Cole Evans, first pitch, drives the ball into centre field. Cooper Nicola comes up with a big throw just off target there. I think it was on, if the throw was on, it would have had a good chance of getting the speedy Beninoka at home. But Cole Evans, RBI single to centre field to open up the score in this ball game.
That's a great piece of hitting there by Cole Evans. Very aggressive on the first pitch. Obviously, like we said, Blake starting off these pitches early, getting ahead early. Cole not wasting any time attacking the first strike that he sees. Nice throw there by TK out there as well.
So the one out, Cole Evans at second base, and comes the Black Sox catcher. He's playing in right field tonight, Kellen Compain. Another guy with a lot of power. He needs to be careful here, Blake Radford. And changes around there, goes inside. So not a full blanket game plan, just working the outside to everyone. They've obviously got some plans for each individual hitter. And same spot, nice drop ball on the inside. Compain can't quite get the hands out fast enough. Fouls that down the right field line for 2 strikes. So working in front again.
Yeah, Kellen came in for a pinch hit in the game before. They played Wellington, came in for a pinch hit, and I think it was 2-2. He hit one over centre field, so he's locked in, ready to go.
And ball driven nicely by Compain out to centre right field. He goes round to second base. Cooper Nicola throws it into second. No play at home. An RBI double there from Kellen Compain. So Auckland being quite ruthless in the top half of the first innings here. Another line shot.
Yeah, nice hit there by Kellen. As I said, obviously seeing the ball well, let that one travel and hit that one to centre right. Kellen usually known as a pull hitter, but he did a good job on that down and out pitch. Blake just needs to find a little bit of composure here, start mixing it in, start getting these guys out.
That brings the plate Alphonse Ovanakovis, the left fielder for Auckland. Still only one out, runner on second base, 2-0. Ovanakovis flies out to centre field. Compain takes a tag, not going anywhere. Cooper Nicola takes a nice play, makes a nice play in centre field, gets the ball into Caleb Arona, 2 outs. In comes the player coach, the designated player for Auckland, Nathan Nakanoku. Just been named one of the 21st most influential Māori sportsmen in the last 30 years, which is a great achievement for Nathan and his family, and also the sport of softball.
Yeah, totally. Nathan has been a huge influence not only to Māori but to most of the softball community.
And with that, he drives the ball out to right field. Hohepa Monkey's going to come up throwing to home into Van Striprian. And Nuka goes round to second base on the play. So this Auckland offensive lineup have been ruthless in the top half of the first with some hard hit balls. And I think none of them really, the outfield, had a show at making the play at home.
No, like I said, like we've just seen Chop, this is, sorry, Rick.
Right, Tony? Michael?
We said, Blake started off this game, getting ahead early, and that's what Auckland does so well. They make adjustments, and, not getting behind, attacking the ball early, making good contact.
And he looks up, Blake Radford, he's given up 4 hits and 3 runs. The runner on second base looks up, he says, might get a bit of a breather now, and in comes Thomas Inoka.
There's definitely no weak spots in this lineup, Rick.
Hitting in the 7 hole. Driven down the left field line, foul.
Yeah, just at the moment, Blake just doesn't look like he's beaten anyone. He's got to start working sides, working corners. It'll come. Only the top of the first inning.
Yeah, he's not making bad pitches, he's making good pitches, but it's just, there's some good hitters in front of him. That is, making some good adjustments, hitting the ball where it is, not trying to pull a ball on the pitch on the outside or, hit a ball the other way that's on the inside. That's a nice spot there.
That was good there by Dutchie behind the plate, setting up outside, making sure that keeping these batters honest, making sure that they're not giving anything away. Set up outside, came back inside with the low rise inside. Good pitch. Blake quite often struggles on the block. He's got a very, unique, very traditional style of pitching rather than the big crow hop. He likes to slide out. So he's going to have a little bit of trouble pitching off of this block. Yeah,
jumping that meter over the women's block at the 13 metre mark will be difficult. And Coach Nakanoku at second base, he's winding back the clock. He's taken some big leads there. Showing he's got a little bit of life left in those nearly 40-year-old legs of his.
He's been around the game a long time.
And a little bit off pace, that drop ball, and just catches Tommy Inoka looking, but not before Auckland score 3 runs on 4 hits in the top half of the first innings. So the perfect start for them offensively. And we look at the offensive lineup for North Harbour. We see the shortstop leading off, Caleb Arona, and then the second base's brother Pitta hitting the 2-hole. Then we get into the power stuff. Hohepa Monk, the right fielder, the designated player, Erawera Dredge, first baseman Curtis Tompkins, the left fielder Jerome Hiratiku, catcher hit in the 7-hole, Andrew Van Striprian, Joseph Hall, the third baseman, in 9, and bring up the tail of the batting order, the centre fielder Tikirika Kupanakola. So plenty of offence there, isn't there?
Yeah, Josh? Definitely a lot of meat in that sandwich, as Chop likes to say. But they've now straight away they're on the back foot. They've got to get on. And it all starts with Caleb Arona. As
you see there, defensively from right field to left, Callan Compain, Benanoka, and Alphonse Ovanikovis, and in the hot corner Reese Evans. At shortstop, his brother. Take both the Evans boys covering the 5-6 hole today. Cole Evans at short, Thomas Inoka at second base. A fantastic first baseman, and Seth Gibson, probably one of the best in the world in my opinion, doing the catching. Max Early to his Ramblers battery partner Liam Twigden on the mound today. So Auckland using all 3 pitches, 3 games today. Tane Slaughter does the first one, Daniel Chapman does the second one, and now it's Liam Twigden's turn. So the whole artillery have got a game under their belt today, which is perfect for a coach going into a 4-day tournament.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what Nate Nooks likes to do early in the tournament, give everyone an equal opportunity to prove themselves, and when it comes finals day, they'll find themselves, if they've performed on the starting 9.
And Liam Twigden, same thing, he likes to get ahead. You might have seen him in the fastball 45 finals, and that sort of format really suits him. He throws a lot of strikes, doesn't muck around too much between pitches. And there you go, Caleb Rona. As I say, comes at him with strikes. Caleb Rona's ready to hit and hits a strike to left field. So North Harbour matching Auckland with their lead-off hit. And they'll be looking to strike straight back and keep themselves in the game nice and early here.
That's a great response there by Caleb Rona and North Harbour. That's exactly what they needed, trailing by 3 runs in the in the bottom of the first inning. Good piece of hitting on the 5 and straight through to the 5-6 hole. Twiggy came outside on the first pitch, went inside on that one, and Caleb was all over it.
And Caleb's got good speed here, so Coach Kellen Ryan might be looking to get something happening with some hit and runs, just like the Auckland team did. That certainly won't be bunting Pitarona. He's got great power. Got a little bit of a groin injury, so he won't be hustling up too much to first base, so they might be hoping that Pitta can get one up on the slickstream and that breeze and score a couple of runs off one swing of the bat.
Yeah, this is an aggressive lineup for North Harbour, definitely top heavy, you know, as you see with Auckland having a lefty there with an option of putting down that bunt. Here the option for North Harbour looks like get on and I'll smash you in. Pretty simple stuff here from North Harbour.
Yeah, nice miss on the outside there by Twigden. And same thing, as I say, with this breeze, he'll be trying to keep the ball down, so some drop balls on the outside, looking for a ground ball to one of those Evans boys, and with Pitta struggling with a little bit of a leg injury, they could be looking for a double play here.
Yeah, Blake, Twiggy is a very similar pitcher to Blake, you know, works down balls, got all 3 pitches up, down, change, but he's the same type of pitcher, needs to find those corners and he'll survive with a great defense behind him.
And a little blooper into right, so second hit of the innings. And a great start in the bottom half of the first for North Harbour, so the Rona brothers go back-to-back hits. Runners on the corners. Then comes the very powerful right fielder, Hohepa Monk. And on deck, designated player, Eru Drage. No outs.
Good position for North Harbour to be in with first and third. You know, obviously a lot of options on the fake bunt steal possibly. But as you said, with Pitta's groin injury, I'm surprised they're not going for a DR here.
Yeah, they got one there. And nice place from Reese Evans, a little ground ball off the hands from Hohepa. First pitch, he checks Caleb at third base, goes over to first base for out number 1.
Just as good that hit there, you know, swinging bunt, just as good as a bunt, move the runner over to 2, gives a good opportunity here for Eru, who hits Liam Twigden real well.
Oh, nice twist on that one.
Looking for a good pitch there, Edu. I think that's probably the best pitch he's going to get in this at-bat, so he's going to have to really knuckle down here. They're going to try and work him away. They know Edu doesn't like the outside pitch. So it'll be interesting to see what Twiggy and Max Early have going up their sleeve.
And you did right, Josh, to go back to the outside. That first rise was a little bit too much over the heart of the plate for my liking, and probably for Twiggy's liking as well. He's worked back on the outside.
Good pitch there by Twiggy, definitely come back. As a batter, I'm thinking he was going to throw a ball, threw one right down on that corner. Good set there, real good set. Just trying to nibble, eh?
Yeah,
just trying to nibble.
Going to say exactly that, just nibbling away on the outside. Now he's got to come a bit closer. Edu knows that, so he'll be set here. Good hitters count here, 2 and 2. Fly ball out to left field to Ivanakovis. Caleb Rona got a decent jump at third base there. They might just check that. See if he left before the... Asking the question at third base whether... And if they... Rona has not left before the ball is caught, so they score their first run. Caleb Rona comes home, makes it 3 runs to 1. So the fly ball to left does its job. Wasn't hit overly hard, but as I say, just got up in that breeze and just carried out far enough. The Alphonse Ivanakovis couldn't throw out the speedy Caleb Rona at home. So with 2 outs, in comes the first baseman, Curtis Tompkins.
Yeah, they came inside on Edu and that jammed him and flared one out to left. It's a great pitch there. I love that pitch, down and out. Perfect coach's dream, that down and out pitch.
Go a little bit further out, still caught a strike.
And that's what it's going to take for Twiggy and Blake both. They're going to have to stretch it. Mac's doing a great job framing back there. Yeah, no other option other than to try and go for that one. Got to try and protect. Another run here would be very ideal for North Harbour.
Yeah, they'd like to just leave with a one run deficit at the most out of the first and give their defence some confidence that our offence is still in this game. Curtis Tompkins goes deep. That could be going back. Oh, nice play, Ben Anoka.
Great play there by Ben Anoka. I mean, pure class. You know, it's going to take something special to get past him with his athleticism. That's a great play there by Ben Anoka.
The hard thing for Curtis there was I think he actually hit the ball too well. He hit the ball on a line. He didn't get a chance to get it up in the breeze. I think if he gets that elevated another 10 or 15 feet, it probably carries its way out. Ben made a nice play going back, and on the warning track takes that and restricts North Harbour just the one run.
Feeling of nerves the first inning, especially against this lineup, but now he's gone through them. He's gone back, made a plan, and should come out strong here.
And Reese Evans just with the pullback attempted bunt. Quite famous for that.
Reese Evans, a very versatile player. You know, can put down that running bunt and hit for power.
And through the zone for a strike. 1-1.
That time he does attempt it, just goes foul.
Good option there by Reese. You know, he wants to keep these corners honest. You know, Curtis and Joseph Hall at first and third want to make sure that they're always working. He can, if he can get on base, set the tone for Auckland and keep tacking on.
A little low lifter curveball, isn't he? He comes back with once he's ahead in the count. Radford.
Trying to get batters fishing on that outside because he'll work a drop ball on the outside corner, but he'll also give that little bit of a curvy on the outside corner. That one there was a bit straighter, but not quite the outside.
A little bit close to leave, for my opinion.
Yeah, good spot there by Blake. Seen the umpire call one of those in the last inning.
And on the inside corner.
And he gets Reese Evans leaning across, trying to protect that outside from the repetition of the outside pitches he's throwing. He just freezes them on the inside.
Definitely a tough task for batters when when an umpire is given a ball and a half on the outside, and then you're going to have to try and catch up with 120 Ks on the down and in. So it's tough work for a batter, but great batters make great adjustments.
And brings to the plate the 9-hitter, the catcher Max Early. On deck, centre fielder Beninoka. Just a little, probably a ball further in than Reese's one. Starts them off nicely on the inside. Let's see if they go to the outside. Going to stay there.
Those are good pitches there, Ricky. Those are good pitches. But as we said, it's all about finding the zone, stretching it out. Catcher, umpire got to have a relationship, find out what's working. And Dutch behind the plate is a great communicator, so he's working with the umpire for sure.
Yeah, Dutch is a people's person. He's an umpire's catcher. Loves a chat, and it's a good thing to be able to do. You get on the right side of the umpire, you're going to get more calls than you don't get.
And outside.
That one there he wanted, that's that down and out he's looking for. He's got to stay consistent with that pitch.
And Max Early just hits a fly ball to Hohepa Monk out in left field. For out number 2, so much better innings here from Blake Radford. Like you say, he's settled down. Josh done a good job on the first 2 hitters. Just got to keep working hard because they're right back into the grunt of the order here now with the Black Sox superstar, the centre fielder Beninoka.
Yeah, second time round now for the Auckland boys. They know what's coming. They know what the umpire's calling, ins and outs. So they would have made adjustments in the dugout, and they'll be coming out strong the second time round.
I'm liking the zone kept by the umpire tonight from Christchurch. It was a lot wider last week at the Vic Youth. He's brought that back in. I think he's got it, so far the zone's been very, very good. Beninoka with a hard hit ball to right field. And Hohepa Monk, in right field, Hohepa Monk that was. Jerome Hitatuku took the fly ball from the previous batter, so 3 out, 3 down. Perfect answer after your team's got 1 run back, clawed 1 run back, so the North Harbour team coming back to the dugout with a little bit more of a spring in their step.
Yeah, that's a good inning for North Harbour. One, you got the 3 up, 3 down that you needed, but also you got a lot of 50-50 pitches there, so the communication is good. You're keeping, the flow of, knowing where's strikes, where are balls. So a very productive inning there for North Harbour.
I think what we can see there is that Van Striprian and Radford have gone back to the dugout after the first and had a talk and said, hey, what we talked about before the game may not be working, whether we wanted to be aggressive and get ahead, 2 strikes ahead quite early in the at-bat, or, the outside we're not getting that as much, so let's go the inside. They're sitting on the outside, so like the hitters, pitchers and catchers make adjustments as well, and I think those adjustments have certainly worked in the second innings, and he looks a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at the adjustments of, obviously when Blake started out, he was throwing strikes straight away. Then the Auckland hitters became aggressive. So what do we go back to? We go back to stretching it, get them chasing, because we know they're coming out with the mindset that they're going to be aggressive. Start stretching the outsides and insides.
So Jerome Hitatuku will lead off for North Harbour, and on deck will be the catcher, the man we talked about a lot tonight already, Andrew Van Striprian.
That's that down and out spot, good spot there, good catch, good frame.
So I think Twiggy's just something he's worked on this year, and it's very hard when you're playing a club team with Daniel Chapman, because Chappie comes out and throws the ball quite hard. He's a power pitcher. There's a fly ball out to right field. Compain comes in and takes that for out number 1. Like I was saying, Twiggy, it's taken a little bit of time to adjust that. I'm not a power pitcher. I'm a finesse pitcher, and if I take just 2 or 3 Ks off what I'm doing and don't try and throw the ball as hard as Daniel, because I never will, and I use some variation, some more change-ups, and just hit my locations, that's the sort of pitcher I want to be. And that's what I'm going to be best for my team. When you've got a defence behind you just about all year with the Evans boys on that side of the diamond, if you give them a whole bunch of ground balls, you're going to win a lot more games than you lose.
Absolutely. I mean, for me as a coach, perfectly what I would require from, in order to have awesome pitching staff is someone who throws hard, someone who locates the best, and a lefty. That's ideally what I would want, and Twiggy seems to have fallen into his role with Ramblers, and he's owned it, taken it on.
And down low for all three.
And just as we talk him up, how great he's going. He's 3 balls behind on Van Stripperen, so got to work to get back in this at-bat.
Oh,
And
the
4
old
straight balls.
commentator's curse,
Yeah.
mate.
Van Stripperen at first. It looks like we'll get the designated runner, Hemi McCarthy, will come on and run for him at first. So Hemi comes in, speedy Hemi McCarthy. And the third baseman, number 26, Joseph Hall, will step into the box now.
It'll be very, very interesting to see what Coach Colin Ryan's game plan here. Is he going to steal Hemi, or is he going to put down the bunt? You know, it'll be interesting to see what kind of game plan he's playing this game.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to be aggressive. They can't sit around waiting for something to happen. They need to make it happen. Not overly aggressive and throw runners away, but you know, sometimes you got to throw it out there, cast the rod.
Yeah, absolutely, Rick. You know, especially with a team like Auckland, you know what their hitting lineup's going to bring. They're going to bring 5+ a game, so you can't be working for 3 runs because that just ain't going to cut it against a hitting lineup like Auckland.
So with 2 strikes, 2 swings there from Joseph Hall, it cuts down the option of the bunt play. So maybe McCarthy might be on the run here.
There was a good pitch there, but that was a good call by the umpire too. Keep it honest, keep it fair. That was a good pitch just outside.
Here's McCarthy taking a decent lead that time.
Yeah, good to see that Coach Callum Ryan has come out with that aggressive mindset. Very great to see.
And getting right back into the at-bat here is Joseph Hall, being down 2 strikes and a ball. Now we've got full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good pitch there by Twiggy.
And fought off well by Joseph Hall, just on the hands, just fouled that off, kept himself in the at-bat.
It'll be a big time play for North Harbour if they can get 2 runners on here.
Nice battle here, good battle for both, either the pitcher or the batter to win. Remember, Joseph Hall's in the 8 spot. The speedy left-hander, Cooper Nicola, is the 9 spot. Flied out to right field, Kellen Compain, just over the foul ball line.
Yeah, good battle we got here. No one wants to give up. Twiggy knows how important this batter is to get out, and Joseph Hall knows how important his bat is to be on base. If they have 2 runners on with 1 out with speedy TK, it creates a lot of options for North Harbour to get right back into this game.
And that's why this great game of ours, you have 9 batters in your order, and just because you're down the bottom of the order doesn't mean you don't mean anything, because this is where you set the table for the top of the order.
And dead ball.
Great battle we got going on here, Rick. Great battle. So early in the game too, but this is so important. You know, it's a momentum shifter.
1 out.
Haven't seen a change up yet. This is the time to bring it out. He seems to be right on pace. Oh, great at bat. Joseph Hall.
Big time at bat there by Joseph Hall.
Still 1 out.
So in comes
And up to bat the centre
Te
fielder.
Kirika Cooper Nicola, the centre fielder, and on deck, the lead-off hitter. Already had a hit tonight, the shortstop, Caleb Rona.
We can't forget about Te Kirika and Cooper Nicola's absolute outstanding Junior Black Sox he had. He was a great player, leading the Junior Black Sox off.
And on the corner for a strike.
And what this does, it takes away a double play. innings ending double play with great speed here from Cooper Nicola. If he hits a ground ball, you're not going to double up at another base and get him at first. So some good options available for North Harbour here.
Yes, as you can see, like you said, he's got good speed, and Callum Ryan sticking to his game plan of we're not going to just try and sacrifice or put down any running bunts. We're going to be aggressive, swing the bat.
And Cooper Nicola with a hit up the middle. Won't throw at Hemi McCarthy at home. So the second run of the ball game comes across the plate for North Harbour. And still with only one out, runners on first and second, up comes the top of the order, Caleb Rona. Good piece of hitting, 2 strikes. Watch 2 strikes go on the outside, and then they came a little bit closer, and the high hyper up the middle gives Ben and Auckland no chance of throwing out the speedy Hemi McCarthy at home. So 3 runs to 2 now. Good ball game.
Good hit by TK, great hit. I would have thought on that last at-bat, Twiggy might have stretched the zone a bit, being ahead in the count, but unfortunately found too much of the plate. And with Tikirika's, he's pretty good at, he's long, he's lanky, he can get on that outside corner, hit that one straight up the middle. Good to see Beninoka throw one home, always good to see his arm in full action.
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there from Twiggy, had too much of the plate that one when he was 1 strike ahead. And great game awareness from Max Early behind the plate. With only 1 out, dropped 3rd strike and a runner on first base. The batter is automatically out. Joseph Hall takes off to 3rd and doubles him up at 3rd base. So gets the Auckland team out of a little bit of a jam there. But North Harbour doing a great job, putting runs on the board in both innings, just one at a time, but they're slowly clawing this back. So I think advantage to them at the moment. They've got the momentum in the game, especially defensively from the last innings with Blake Radford. So now it's up to Auckland to come out with their offence, led off by Seth Gibson, to see if they can get some momentum back. As I always say in these commentaries, sport's a game of momentum, and it ebbs and flows, and the team that gets the most ebbs ends up winning the game.
Absolutely, like the big time heads up play by Max Early to throw Joseph Hall out at 3rd. Bit of a rally killer there, bit of a momentum killer. I would have stayed at 1st and 2nd, kept the pressure going, kept that momentum rolling, especially coming with Pitarona, who singled to right field last at bat. So bit of a wasted opportunity there for North Harbour, but they have to capitalise here and stay strong with the defence, because Auckland knows that they need something to spark them up.
Yeah, beautiful evening here this evening, Josh. Nice temperature. The wind's dropping down a little bit. All the rain over the last couple of days or day and a half's all gone away. So all that's done is keep the grounds in nice order. Decent crowd building here. That's built up for this game, the local derby.
Yeah, good conditions here for a good game of softball. Been a good first day. And, it's going to be topped off with a hell of a good game that we look like we're lined up for.
First baseman number 73, Seth Gibson.
So Seth Gibson leads off for Auckland. We're in the top of the 3rd inning.
Good pitch there by Blake. Like I said, he needs to establish that outside corner. Build some confidence in himself. He's a little bit frustrated, but he knows the momentum's on his side.
And Seth Gibson with a nice line shot to left field. And the bobble by Hiratuku. And Gibson goes round to 2nd base. So just what the doctor ordered there for Auckland. So welcome back. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties, but our main man Will's got us going on a skeleton crew at the moment with a couple of cameras. So while we've been away, Pitarona picks up his 2nd hit of the night to left field. He's just stolen across the 2nd base. Hoipa Monk grounds out to 3rd base again. Reese Evans across for out number 1. So Peter stealing across. I don't think his groin's too bad, mate.
No, he seems pretty right out there, Rick. He slid in good. I mean, he's probably slid halfway there, the height he is.
So 1 out, in comes the designated player, Edu Drage.
That's that pitch that Twiggy needs in order to beat Edu. If he finds the plate a little bit closer, Edu will do some damage.
And Edu grounds out to Tommy Inoka, but Pita goes across to third base on the plate. So with 2 outs, in comes the first baseman, Curtis Tompkins. A big at-bat in the scheme of the game here, I think. North Harbour will dwell a little bit on the last innings for leaving a couple opportunities out there, and there's certainly one at third base here. So Curtis will be trying to drive this in to bring the deficit back just to 1. And of course, Auckland will be trying to get out of this inning to keep their buffer at 2.
Yeah, no, like you said, Rick, it's all about momentum, and if Harbour can get one back, get one closer, the momentum bar starts to raise.
And Curtis is disappointed to let that rise ball on the outside go. That's a pitch he would have liked to have elevate to celebrate, they say. He only used to elevate a little bit more than the last one he hit the ball right on the screws last time.
Yeah, nice eye there. Nice pitch too by Twiggy, knowing that Curtis would be aggressive, most likely on that 1-1 pitch. Good call by Max Early behind the dish.
And Tompkins fouls it off. Counts now 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out.
Curtis just asking the umpire, would that have been a ball, sir? Don't know what he said. Hopefully he said yes, otherwise he's going to be swinging anything that comes down. And Tompkins picks up the hit this time. Just takes a little bit off it with 2 strikes and just drove the ball into centre field. So both teams doing a great job of scoring their ducks on the pond. So like I say, North Harbour scoring a run an inning, getting their 3. So every innings they're setting their target. Hemi McCarthy comes in the run for Curtis at first base, and then comes the left fielder, Jerome Hiratuku.
Great job of North Harbour by manufacturing runs. If they're going to win the game, they're going to have to manufacture runs.
Have to think that Coach Ryan will be looking to get Hemi across this pitch to give Jerome a chance to driving him in. Just stolen a runner across. And Hiratuku drives the ball straight to Cole Evans for out number 3.
Yeah, just got that one off the end of the bat. You know, a little bit slower delivery on the outside pitch, but he just reached out, nubbed it, and an easy play there for Cole Evans.
So North Harbour scoring another run on 2 more hits, so the tally of hits is 5 in the ball game. Auckland have had 6 so far, so it's been a nice crowd pleaser. Plenty of action for you at home, plenty of action for us here tonight at the ballpark. Looks like our technical team have done a fantastic job of getting us back on board. Make sure you send through all your tweets, your Facebooky things, your YouTubey, Insta things, or just text it like we used to. Don't forget to use the emojis. I've just learned how to use those as well, so send Will a few emojis or something like that. Big Willie Styles at the ballpark.co.
Eggplant emoji.
So with the tight ball game. 4-3, we move into the top half of the fourth innings. Leading off for Auckland will be their player coach, the designated player, Nathan Nakanoku. And on deck, getting rid of the on deck circle, is the second baseman, number 20, Tommy Inoka.
Right man for the right at the right time for Auckland, starting to get into the middle part of the game, and Auckland need to try and stretch this as much as they can.
Looks like Edu Drage is getting loose down the bullpen, so is Brad Rona swinging a bat, a veteran Black Sox player. And Nakanoku drops it, beautiful running bunt. And you saw the defense playing a shift deep on Nathan, and he's smart enough to realise that I don't have to hit the ball into the outfield to get to first base. I can just lay down a little running bunt. And got on comfortably halfway down the baseline. He looked back and just canted in. Joseph Hall playing back behind the bag at third base.
Yeah, good awareness there by Nate Nooks. Obviously, you know, big smarts beats big power all day, and he's still got a bit of smarts in that brain of his.
Tommy Inoka gets one off the end of the bat there. For a moment there, they thought that might have spun back. Stranger things have happened with a softball, Josh, throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
Nice pitch, little curveball on the outside. Clipping the front edge.
He'll be happy about that one, Blake, but he needs to come back strong here now. He needs to work good pitches, try and take advantage of him being ahead in the count 0-2.
It's a nice spot. And just been told we've got a little bit of a special guest coming in the next innings break from the Southern Pride. Oh, fly ball, Nakanoku off, and he'll be doubled up at first base. A nice double play from North Harbour. Hit and run there, Nathan Nakanoku on the run. And Tommy Inoka pops up to Joseph Hall at third base.
Yeah, North Harbour needed that one big time to give them a little bit of a momentum shift there. Obviously, Nate Nooks on first base, taking off on the pitch. A little bit of a hit and run, trying to get things going. Unfortunately, Tommy Inoka just a little bit out in front of that, just nubbed it to high to third base.
Yeah, Tikanu Tahuia will be the special guest. I think Chop's going to do that out there. Not too sure. Never know what's going to happen next at these Ballpark broadcasts. Reese Evans comes into the batter's box for Auckland with 2 down.
Yeah, Blake needs to really, take charge here. Needs to really own this. He's got himself 2 quick outs, and he's going to need to really rely on his stuff here to try and get them out of this inning with unscathed.
Just outside for ball, 2 balls, no strikes.
Reese Evans with a nice drive to left field. Jerome Huratuku gets the ball real quick and comes up with a good throw. So Auckland get another runner on base with 2 outs. In comes the catcher, Max Early. On deck, centre fielder, Ben Inoka.
Nice piece of hitting there by Reese Evans, just yanked that one down left side. But also great defence there by Jerome Huratuku, getting that ball in, restricting Reese to only the single.
Drop balls down for ball 1. Foul back, 1-1.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Redford on the down and in. But a good time to swing for young Max early, being aggressive, 1 ball.
And Max Early with the hit off the leg of Joseph Hall into left field.
Yeah, nice hit there by Max Early. Yeah, a little bit of a tough day at the office there for Joseph Hall. He's had 2 hard hits at him, and unfortunately he's made a couple of errors. But as you can see, Caleb Bruner's talking to him, keeping his head up high, making sure that the confidence levels stay good as they're in a good opportunity to come back. Is really tack on here as Auckland.
Yeah, Joseph Hall is a good player. As you said earlier, Josh, you got a Rosedale hop on one of the plays, but at third base you're either in or out. It's coming so hard. You can glove it or a split second, and it's got by you. It's come off the edge of the glove. You don't get two shots at it at third base. So he'll come right. He's a good player.
Absolutely.
Nakanoku looks at the first one on the outside. We talked about big situation for North Harbour. This is a big situation for Auckland as well here. They've had the one innings they didn't score, and North Harbour have consistently come through and scored runs. So I think they'll look at this as an opportunity. If they don't score, an opportunity that's gone missing with the lead-off runner on first and no outs, and then the double play, but they've got back into the innings. Runners on first and second.
Yeah, Auckland will do themselves a whole heap of favours if Nakanoku can drive in a couple of runs here.
And a little pop fly into right field. And TK coming over to take that. So big sigh of relief for North Harbour and Blake Rayford. They get the fly ball and get out of the innings. So they're still right in this ball game at 5 runs to 3. Well, I've got my guest player in here from Southern Pride, Takanu Tahuya. How are you, mate?
Good, Max, yourself?
Good, buddy, good. Nice to be up in Auckland.
Yeah, enjoying it actually.
Yeah.
It's been a good weather and just relaxing, really.
Big day today, mate.
Yeah, 3 games against probably top 3 teams here. So.
Yeah, bit of a big initiation for you and the boys. Still enjoying it though?
Yeah,
enjoying the experience?
Just got to keep the morale high and keep trucking through it.
Yeah, it's a 4-day tournament, mate. You don't win or qualify in the first day, so you just got to keep on trucking along. What's the team's goal or expectation of a finish? Top 4, obviously, trying to steal a spot in the bottom of the top 4.
Yeah, it would be ideal, but just for us Pride boys, not having much time together would be 5 and 6.
Yeah,
just getting in there and having a good crack at everyone. So
yeah.
Yeah,
talking to Dave, the coach, earlier on, he said it is tough, when you got guys from Nelson and all around the South Island. You get one training run before you come out in this. You've got 4 or 5 guys from up here in the north. First of all, you got to get to know their names before you get to know how they play.
Yeah, just with the Auckland weather playing as it did yesterday, we didn't get anything at all. So coming to 11 o'clock this morning, and the boys were eager to go. Really.
Yeah. That's all good. Leading off for North Harbour in the bottom of the 4th, catcher Andrew Van Stripian. So who's your favourite player in the game, mate? Who do you when you come along here and you go up against a team, you go, wow, I'm here with this guy.
Just this morning, quite special to share a diamond with Cole Evans. He's all over the place and makes everything look real easy. So just goes real well and someone to really look up to. Yeah,
I think we're quite spoiled. I'm obviously from his club as well, and I see him training all the time. But one thing you noticed, you see here and you saw today, everything he does is at 100%. If he hits a fly ball, he's hustling out. He's chasing after foul balls. Every play he makes is just 100%. And he's, to be honest with you, mate, he does exactly the same at training.
Yeah.
He doesn't play any differently from the way he trains, and that's those are the sort of things that younger players like yourself come along to this, and you see what he does, and those are the takeaways you have, don't you?
Yeah, look up to that and try take it into your own game, I guess, in trainings, and train as you play, as they say.
Yep. And Twigden gets Van Strippery and swinging for out number 1. Then comes the third baseman, the man we've been talking about for a little bit, Joseph Hall. And how's the comp back home, mate? So where do you play your ball?
So I play my ball in Invercargill, and over the years it's actually dying down home. So this year we've only got 2 teams in the top grade, so we sort of have to play, I think you just call it prems up here, and then split into our reserve grade. So it's not,
get some more games in.
Yeah, just to get games and a bit of fielding.
And but I see the new you got the new diamond down there.
Yeah,
it's going in the field.
In progress at the moment, taking a little longer than expected, but hopefully to get it up and go before the start of next season would be ideal.
We've just got a tweet in from Anonymous from down south. It says, can you ask him how he went last weekend in the semi? What's that about? Obviously, I'm not too sure. It's anonymous, so I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, well, we had a wee Dunedin Invitational tournament down home, and the Demons boys put a team in, and with a beer bum 9 for 3 days, quite hard, and ended up coming against Kings in the semi and went downhill thanks to Mitchell Finney. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen a bit of Mitchell Finney. I've asked the question. I haven't seen a lot of him until this year with the Fastball 45. He came up with Papanui, and then saw him again last weekend at the Vic Guth tournament up here. And so he's a local boy from Invercargill, but he's plying his trade up in Canterbury now. Yeah,
so Mitchell lives in Dunedin, but I think every second weekend he drives to, or every weekend probably, he drives to Canterbury and plays his ball for the Pet Boys.
Oh, okay.
And he's really just developed up there even more as you can see this. I think he went yard this morning, so yeah.
So Liam Twigden picking up a second strike out of the innings, getting Joseph Hall, and then comes Te Kirika Cooper Nicola. He's just taking a bit of a swing, and Seth Gibson throws the ball back to the catcher, and he hits that on the back of the head. TK has a little bit of a smile. And what about your rep softball, mate? What grades have you represented? Southland, obviously.
So Southland just through the age groups, 15, 17s, and then I think it went to 18s and 23s. So all the way through men's, and then was lucky enough this year to get a wee call from Stevie Deans and go to a camp for the Major Sox. So just a bit of learning curve and great experience to go spend a bit of time with the boys who sort of top my age. So yeah.
You obviously played in that great game last year between Auckland and Southland. TK hits a nice ball to centre left field. Out of here! So Liam Twigden cruising through the innings with a couple of strikeouts. Gets to the 9-hitter. Te Kirika Cooper Nicola, and he hits one on a line to centre left field. Gets it up in the slick stream there with that wind blowing out. And next minute, we're back to a 1-run ball game. 5 runs to 4. Auckland ahead of North Harbour. So young TK hitting that out. So yeah, that game last year at Christchurch was good.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't too bad.
It was good. It was good for the first innings for Southland anyway.
Yeah, it was. And then I don't know what happened after that. But
we won't.
we won't touch on that.
I won't talk about past glories. I had nothing to do with it really. I was just there helping coach.
Yeah.
So where do you play mostly? What positions are you?
Normally float around first base, but last weekend had the joys of playing shortstop, so it was alright. It wasn't too bad. A couple of errors, but hey.
Would have been very Cole Evans-esque, I'd say. A lot of hustle around shortstop.
It was looking good.
A lot of people would have said, "This is a Cole Evans down here. No, he's been picked up by someone."
Yeah. But just cruising over there. It wasn't too bad.
So who's your tip to win the tournament this weekend? Obviously Southern Pride, but if you can't win it, who do you think's the team to beat?
The old Black Sox out there at the moment, The old Auckland boys. So they're pretty stacked. A lot of talent out there, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they take it home.
Yeah, it's obviously a good lineup out there, but the best team on paper doesn't necessarily win, and obviously Auckland last year got knocked out by North Harbour to finish and end up finishing third. So yeah, as you're working out today, and you're going to work out over the next 3 days, it's a tough 4-day tournament, and the body takes its toll. You get the odd injury or something like that, and you can get in a slump and stay in a slump, or you can get hot and stay hot. So,
correct.
you know, momentum right through these tournaments are the key. So for me, obviously in Auckland, I'd like to see them get the victory, but it's a long way away yet. And it's a long way. Victory is a long way away in this game. As North Harbour, you can see the scoreboard in the background. They're just putting up a picket fence along the bottom of the innings there, scoring 1 run in every inning. So if they carry on doing that, they can put 7 on the board. This is going to make life very, very interesting in this ball game. How do you think Blake Radford's going here? All right.
Yeah, chucking real well. I think it's the second game today maybe. Pitched against us, pitched real well, and just doing his job really, making his fielders field when they have to, and pitching strikes when he needs to. So yeah.
Got another tweet in from Anonymous from down south. Tell us about the new coaches for Pride men's team this year. How's the coaching staff going, mate?
Real good actually. Brought a bit of a different culture, I guess, to the scene this year, and Stelo's got a bit to offer. He's a bit of a joker as well, so never catch him off guard. And Trevor Pride's always handy when you need him, and very structured, so not too bad.
Yeah, Stelo's good. Like I helped coach the Auckland 23s last year, and he was there coaching Southland. You know, go up to Palmerston North. I'm coaching the 18s. He's there coaching Southland again. So
he actually wanted me to remind you about that.
yeah, they beat us in the 18s last year, and it was a crucial game. I'll sort of talk about it a little technically. That we were 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th and down by 3 runs, and we got a hit to get us back within 2. Ended up losing the game to Southland, the first time I've lost to Southland in my life. But we won't hark on that too much.
I think that's really his claim to fame, to be quite honest with you, mate.
But what happened is that last hit that got us back to 2 gave us a bonus point, and we went through and stuck a spot in the top 4. So it was sort of mixed emotions for me that game. But it was great to see the joy and emotion on the Southland boys when they had the win, you know, and that's what it's all about for those lads. Going to the tournament, playing the City Slickers, and they came up with the goods. It was actually a really good game of softball. So Stilo does, every time he smiles at me, I can just see that in his eyes, what he's thinking.
Exactly, you never hear the end of the day.
So Seth Gibson leading off here for Auckland. And again, got the 2-3 and the 3-hitter behind them is the man we've been talking about, Cole Evans. So crucial that the lead-off batter gets on base for Auckland try and get a run back. They've only scored in 2 of their 4 innings, so they got a bunch in the first, 3 runs. But North Harbour just clawing their way back ever so slightly right throughout the game. And nice drop ball on the outside.
Strike 3, out number 1.
It looks like Marty Cannons has come into the ball game for North Harbour at third base, replacing Joseph Hall.
Brings up the shortstop, number 34, Cole Evans.
And in comes the man of the moment, Cole Evans. Just chokes up on the bat a little bit, eh? He's doesn't go the full 34 inches. He likes to get up, just take a little bit off, get a little bit of bat head control.
And curveball outside 1-1.
But controls the zone very well. And a couple of my Ramblers boys have joined you this week, mate.
Yeah,
Maddox and Taylor.
Yeah, very good to have their knowledge along with us and just their experience really playing Auckland ball and seeing this every weekend really, helps them out a bit more than us boys. So Maddox had real good at bats today, a couple of hits, and Taylor was pretty solid behind the plate for us in the end.
Yeah, Taylor's had a few injury woes this year with some hamstrings.
Yeah.
And but he just started playing a couple of games before Christmas, but he had a good week last week at the Vic Youth. Cole Evans with a big fly ball to centre. It's way big. That's in the ground crew shed. So a solo home run. Pushes Auckland out to 5 runs to 4.
that's exactly what we come to see.
Exactly. But just a good at bat. He controlled the zone well, got into a hitter's count, got a pitch he wanted to hit, and was set to drive. So it sounds simple, but you can make it a little bit more complicated than it should be sometimes. And comes the right fielder, Kellen Compain. Another power hitter, so it doesn't get any easier for Blake Radford. So you see North Harbour scored 4 runs on just the 5 hits. Auckland 5 runs, but 10 hits. So they've got them, but just staggered them a little bit. They haven't taken all their opportunities. What else you do in the winter, mate? Obviously, you're a big burly lad. You'll be playing for the Stags this year, mate. You're going to step in and play for them.
Stags proud, but just play more footy at Marist Rugby Club down home and enjoy it. Just really play rugby to play with my mates and do something in the winter.
Get a little chilly there in the winter, wouldn't it, mate?
Oh, mate.
On a Tuesday or Thursday night, might just put something over top of the singlet every now and then.
Yeah, wet weather's all year this year. Actually, we haven't really had a break and haven't really had a summer, so it's been wet weather's all year, and it's probably going to continue to be for us. So can't do much about that.
Yeah, some things you can't control.
Yeah.
Kellen Compain gets one off the end of the bat, drives the ball into centre field. So with one out, it looks like Nakanoku is going to come in for Kellen Compain. He'll probably run for him and stay in the ball game in right field. Kellen's looking at his bat there. As soon as he hit it, you see him look back. I think he's worried he's popped the cap off the end. These $500 bats, when something goes wrong, they do look back, and hopefully the bat's okay. And this one isn't anonymous. We've got a tweet with this one coming from, team. It might be a Facebook Live possibly. Question from a J New from Waitakere. Any plans for Valentine's Day this year?
Oh, that's a stitch up and a half. Not really, Just might go out for dinner next week.
Too many plans, or is there a lovely lady in your life that you shout out to or anything?
No shout-outs around here.
Don't put you on the spot.
Nah, just something in the works maybe.
Oh, yeah.
We'll keep it quiet and get home Sunday night and may go for dinner next week sometime.
Sounds like our technical expert Will. He's got a lot of lines in the water at the moment, and the fish are biting apparently. Yeah. Fish are biting. There's a lot of swiping. Right. But he's got a bit of a deal going with the local flower shop to get all the roses. He's going to pre-book them. He's got to hand a few out apparently. So Alphonse Avanakovis with one out. Comes to the batter's box, and as predicted by this fantastic commentary team, yes, Campbell Anoka comes in to run for Kellen Compain at first base and probably stay in the ball game as well. Avanakovis drives one down the left field line. Too hot to handle for Marty Cannons. But again, left fielder Jerome Hitatuku does a great job getting the ball fast. And Campbell Anoka with great pace at first base. Comes around, takes a big turn at second, but he's not going to risk that going to third. Especially when you've got the designated player, the player coach, Nathan Nuku coming up. And assistant coach Russell Hall is coming out to have a little korero with the umpire. North Harbour looking at making a change possibly with Edu Drage coming into pitch, or is it just these RNAs asking about the call down the line? Unfortunately, Russ, that call's been made. You can't change that, whether you like it or you don't like it. Whether he saw it a different way. And he's going to have a talk to the pitching staff while he's out there anyway. So what's the finals down home? How does that all work? How's your team looking? Obviously 2 teams. I think you've made the final. Congratulations.
The Demons boys shaping up quite nicely actually. So I think next week, 2 weeks away, we head away to Intercity with the Dunedin boys again. So look at that to prepare for our final down home against the Panthers boys, and we'll probably play the Mackay Shield, it's called. Play that, and then the new one of the Challenge Cup will be likely between probably us and Panthers as well. But just Panthers Prem 1 team shaping up quite nice with the young pitcher down there, who's actually the only pitcher to beat the Demons boys this year. So you never know, he could topple his Prem team and see what happens there.
Oh, and it looks like Edu Drage is going to come into the ball game and pitch. He's a designated player, so he can stay in the hitting lineup, and that's why you have that spot in your lineup. So the left hand, as Josh said, he likes to have a hard throwing right hander and a left hander in his lineup. So Edu been doing a good job up here this summer. Been winning plenty of games and throwing some good games as well. Who you got tomorrow, mate? Who's the unlucky teams tomorrow that are going to take on the mighty Southern Pride?
I think the Counties boys first up, and then I think we might have Hutt Valley later on in the afternoon.
Right,
but
well, that's why there's no Counties boys here. They'll be home resting up. Normally they'd be having a couple of beers down in the garden bar, but they're resting up for the big game tomorrow, eh?
Yeah. I think at 11 o'clock as well, so a bit of a sleep.
Oh, so where you staying?
The Ponoma Hotel.
Oh, it's over the shore here, not too bad.
Yeah, not too far away.
Keeps you out of the traffic, because the traffic would be a lot better here than down home, wouldn't it?
It's pretty entertaining, to be honest.
It'd be very, very similar at 8 o'clock on a Friday morning down the main street in Invercargill.
5 minutes down home, you can get from one side of town to the other. 5 minutes up here, you can move about 500 metres.
One set of lights to the other, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like the coaches are trying to say they need to go, and they're holding 2 beers. Yeah. Steelo's just coming to tell me about his great victory last year in the under 18s at Palmerston North again. We've had 14 texts about that, and they've all come from the same number. Anonymous, but it's come from the same number. So Nathan Nakanoku, 1 out, fouls down the left field line. So lefty on lefty, nice match up here for North Harbour. It looks like Connor Peden is going to come and have a swing next up for Tommy Inoka. He's swinging the bat on deck. Nakanoku with a drive to centre field. Out to Cooper Nicola. He's going to have a crack at third base. He throws it in between third and home. So the player coach says, "This is how we do it, boys." He's leading from the front. And now he's going to come off first base and just make a change as predicted earlier by Nostradamus. Connor Peden's going to come in and have a at bat and swing in Tommy Inoka's spot. So we've got a question from just come through, another tweet come through. It's running hot, the tweet machine. This might have been a fax actually, because the technology hasn't gone. It must have been downstairs from Yilson Norston. To you says, who has the bait shield?
Otago at the moment. So
right.
Boys, I think after maintaining it for 11 years. 11 years. Southland boys having it for 11 years. Have finally thought we'd give Otago a wee year with it, and then we'll look at coming back at them stronger and harder next year.
Is that a softball or rugby shield? Sorry if my
softball. So
softball?
It's the bait shield for the Southland men and Otago men down home. It's a wee warm up for our tournament, Jeffries.
Oh yes. So Connor Peden coming in, gets a couple of rise balls to start off with, leaves those alone. So he's right in the hitters count here. I think this might be a strategic move from Coach Nakanoku, more of a matchup. kind of hits quite well against Eru. So with one out. Free balls, drop ball up high. Does he get the green light? And he's got the thumbs down from the coach at first base, so he'll be taken all the way here. And Peden gets 4 straight balls and a pinch hit. So nice patient at bat there. And up comes third baseman Reese Evans, 1 out, loaded bases. So Auckland leading by 2 runs. Opportunity here for them to really stretch this out and try and push the game away from North Harbour. Opportunity for Edu Drage to get his team out of a sticky situation and keep them right in it. Just a 2-run deficit. And the very much in form Reese Evans comes to the plate. And Evans grounds out to Caleb Rona at shortstop, makes a nice play at home plate. 2 down. And up comes the catcher, Max Early. Loaded bases. So Edu doing a nice job so far. Gave up the walk to Connor Peden, that didn't hurt him too much, and got the ground ball. And Max Early grounds out first pitch. So Eruera does a nice job getting out of a sticky situation. Where's the expert comments? I'm waiting for some expert comments there on the game.
Nah, not.
Not just talking about Valentine's Day and.
Not a man of many words, to be quite honest with you. So,
well, we've been talking for an hour and a half. The game finished 20 minutes ago. Just a bit of a wave to the people back home.
Just enjoying it, really.
Yeah, just enjoying it, living the dream.
Yeah, not really, but it's all right.
Now, have you got your mask for the trip back home on the plane?
Yeah, courtesy of New Zealand Police, I've got a wee black mask that they donated. So.
Oh yes.
Yeah, not sticking with one of those blue ones that everyone rolls with.
Oh, and a big change here for Auckland. Looks like Daniel Chapman's going to come out and try and close this one out. He had a little bit of trouble earlier on. Chapman, he's just struggling with this pitching off the dirt and with this woman's block at 13 metres in front, so let's see if he can rectify that. Obviously they're going to be playing on this diamond a lot this week, so he needs to work around that, and I think Coach Nakanoku realised the importance of this for where they want to finish in the top 4. So big play. Have you faced Chappie?
No, I haven't had the privilege of facing him yet. But when we're in there, maybe one day.
No one's picked him up for one of the local club tournaments down in Invercargill?
Nah, I think he might have been a pickup player for the Southland boys many years ago at 17s. Might have been a third baseman back then.
Yeah, he was a bit of a third baseman, did a bit of pitching, yeah.
But no, other than that, haven't really had much to... Well, I've watched him a bit, but yeah.
Who threw the... Tane Slaughter threw this morning against you, didn't he, for Auckland?
Yep, Tane threw this morning.
Good young pitcher.
Yeah.
And you can see Chapman taking his warm-up pitch. He's still... Oh, okay, we've got to say goodbye to our special guest. We could talk all night. It's been fun.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. And
Takano, nice meeting you, mate.
Nice meeting you too.
Pleasant young man, so we'll see you around. Good luck for the rest of the tournament, mate, eh? And the minivan's tooting its horn. They're out of here.
Cheers, thanks, mate.
Okay, buddy. So he's off. Coming through from anonymous from down south, but yeah, nice boy and good little player. Oh, big boy, good big player.
Yeah, I watched their game before against Wellington. He was fortunate enough to get one of their 2 hits only, so good on the young fella.
And what do you think here, Josh? Big move by Coach Nakanoku bringing his ace in to try and close this one out. 2-run lead and trying to stop the picket fence along that bottom of the scoreboard there from North Harbour. They're just picking up a run in innings.
Yeah, they've done real well, North Harbour, just taking on runs, manufacturing runs. Obviously, big home run there from Te Kirika, which got them going. But yeah, very, very interesting move here from Coach Nakanoku. Obviously, Chapman's their ace, putting him in a big pressure situation. He has to work strikes here.
And Pitta just sat back on the change up there and had a 3-hopper to Cole Evans. Took a nice Rosedale hop at the last one. Made a nice play on that across the first base for out number 1. In comes the right fielder, Hohepa Monk. And on deck was the DP, now the pitcher, Edu Drage.
Yeah, if North Harbour want to get into this one, they need to get things going now. They've got 3 more chances at it, and it doesn't get easier when with Chappie throwing in the night.
I think if you look at the scoreboard, they've scored 6, which is great, but they had 13 hits, and so they've got to be thinking they've left a few out there if they don't add to this tally and go on and win the ball game.
Yeah, Coach Nakanoku will definitely have a talk with the boys after the game, regardless of a win or a loss, on making sure that they capitalise on those runners on base. I think don't have the stat with me here at the moment, but they've had a lot of left on base, and in order for Auckland to really succeed at this tournament, they have to really get those runs batted in. Ooh.
And Chapman goes a little bit too far inside with the rise ball. Gets Hohepa on the arm guard. By 1 out, runner on first base for North Harbour. In comes the left-handed pitcher and left-handed batter, Edu Drage.
Yeah, scary pitch there, but Hepa's a tough guy, and elbow guards are made for a reason, and it definitely earned its money, its value that time.
Brings back the pitcher number 15, Edu Drage.
Chapman starts with a rise ball on the outside.
Nice pitch there by Chappie, getting ahead early. He looks very comfortable out there, Rick.
Yeah, he's starting to look more comfortable on the mound. That one gets away from Max Early behind the plate, drop ball.
Good opportunity here for Harbour. I mean, with a runner on 2 and 1 out, I think a 1 run is a minimum here needed in order to keep this game alive for them.
And nice little swing on that from Drage.
Yeah, just chasing that high rise a little bit. Good pitch to swing at.
Yeah, Chapman does pitch a fair bit in North America, so he's used to pitching off the block. It's just different landing points, different pitches that you pitch against, or in the opposition, different, someone like Edu lands in a different spot than Daniel.
Ooh.
And change up, foul tip.
Very fortunate to get a foul tip on that one. It's a good pitch for that. Good call from Max Early to deliver that one. Obviously, 2-2. Edu's only seen hard stuff. To come with the change at that point in time was perfect.
There you can see he's a little bit late on that one there. So just seeing the off pace, it's not just throwing it for a strike to strike someone else, just letting them know it's there, and it just sits in the back of your mind. Is it going to be the hard stuff? Am I thinking up or down, or is it going to be the change up as well? Just puts that third little thought into the mind.
Absolutely.
And gets a swing at a drop ball. Big strikeout.
Yeah, big time pitch there by Chappie, down and out. That's Iruita's poison, and they went to it, and he got him fishing.
And catcher just goes out to have a chat to Chapman, just make sure they got their game plan and their signals right.
And brings back the first baseman.
With 2 outs, runner on second base. There's a big at-bat for Curtis Tompkins. He had a line shot to centre field his first at-bat. Taken nicely on the fence by Benanoka. And then the second at-bat just took a little off at 2 strikes up the middle. Single RBI. So he's in good batting form as Curtis.
He's a very patient hitter, Curtis.
He's a student of the game, isn't he, Josh? You know, he's a fantastic coach, but he thinks the game through very, very well.
Absolutely. I've been very fortunate to play under Curtis and also help him out with a few coaching clinics and things like that. Very well educated man of the game, very knowledgeable, and obviously with his overseas experience in Japan, you know, one of the better countries in softball, he's a real student of the game, as you say. I was also fortunate. Curtis was also fortunate to play over in Czech for half a season for the club that I played with.
Yeah.
So he had a blast over there. I think it was only there for 2 or 3 months, but he really enjoyed it. He got to have a few beers, a few dollar beers, but he came back saying nothing but good things about Czech Republic.
International man of mystery, eh?
Through the zone for strike.
I don't think Japanese would work well over there, though, Rick.
I do like what he does, not just for North Harbour softball and Roosters, but you know, he's helping out with the junior Black Sox. He puts a lot back into the game. You know, he's had a lot out of the game, but he's one of these people that put a lot back into the game that he's got a lot out of. You know,
definitely. Yeah, I helped him with a few rookie Sox academy when he was there, but I see him in the future being a future junior Black Sox coach.
Absolutely. Yep. He's very good with the young players. Has a good demeanour about him, and because being a teacher as well, he knows how to get a message across.
Yeah, definitely. It's one thing to know everything, but it's another thing to pass it on. And he's got a gift of both, which is quite fortunate for the softball community.
You see many great players and all sorts of codes try to become coaches, and it's not easy. Some are just naturally gifted, but some know how to pass that message on, like you say.
A good battle going on here, Rick. It's a big time play here. If who can come off of it.
Yeah, good battle, not just here, but the whole game. It's been a great game of softball. Plenty of action. Every innings there's been something going on, and I don't think it's going to stop right here either. Full count. And nice at bat. Picks up a good walk.
Excellent at bat.
First and third, 2 outs.
So with 2 outs, in comes a very dangerous hitter in Jerome Huratuku, the left fielder, and looks like Curtis is going to come off. Obviously, only reason that can be is he's struggling with a little leg injury. They wouldn't be taking that speedy runner off if it wasn't some sort of an issue. But Hemi McCarthy comes in and run at first base for him. So with 2 outs, runners to the corners. Huratuku facing Chapman. And Huratuku drives one through the 5-6 hole. And back to a 1-run ball game. So North Harbour just won't go away, and their picket fence just keeps on coming up. 5 in a row. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Amazing stuff there by Jerome Huratuku. Obviously being aggressive in that count. Obviously seeing Chappie getting ahead early with the drop ball. He was right on it. But yeah, as you say, we're long from done yet, Rick.
And looks like they're going to be an offensive change. And who else? They bring off the bench number 21, Brad Rona. He's going to come in and swing for Andrew Van Stripian. So Brad hasn't played much Premier softball this week. He was a pickup player for Howick last week at the Vic Booth, but he's playing in the divisional grades over here in North Harbour, doing some pitching and hitting the ball a long way apparently. So great battle. Good to see the legends back out on the field again.
Yeah, this is what you sign up for, Rick. This is a big time moment for a big time players right here. Hugely experienced, or they might, as you say, might not have faced as much Premier pitching. He's seen.
And Chapman feeds a drop ball in there, 1-1. And change up on the outside.
And change up around the corner.
Great pitch there, great call there by Max Early.
Strike 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And good, even better pitch there by Daniel Chapman.
And back-to-back change-ups gets Brad Rona grounding out to third base. So a nice set of pitches there against the veteran from Chapman. And grounds out for out number 3, not before North Harbour score their 5th run of the ball game in 5 innings. And after 5 complete, it's a tight one. 6 runs to 5, Auckland. Got a couple of good innings coming up here, Josh. If the start of the game or the rest of the game's anything to go by.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here though. Edu struggled a little bit coming on off the mound, coming off the bench. So he's going to need to be solid right here. Auckland will be, regardless of where they are in their lineup, they're going to be deadly. So yeah, plenty of softball left to go, Rick.
He's going to have to be accurate. He's going to have to make sure he doesn't miss any spots because, yeah, like I say, 1 through 9. You make a mistake and you can get hurt in a hell of a hurry. And it doesn't get any easier than the top of the 6th innings when you face the top of the order with Nakanoku coming up. So Auckland are right where they want to be, and let's hope Edu Drage is right where he wants to be.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better guy to lead you off in the top of the 6th inning than Nakanoku. He can do it all. As you see there on the screen, Nakanoku followed by Seth Gibson. And Cole Evans in at 3 has already hit one out tonight, so very, very good part of the order for Auckland to get this thing started.
Yeah, no real easy part is there when you look down that lineup and you see Nathan Nakanoku at 6 and Thomas Anoka at 7. You know, both those guys have hit in the clean-up or 3 spot for the Black Sox in World Championships. You know, so there's plenty of firepower right through that order for Auckland. But right now, the man they need is in the 89 jersey, the leadoff. Nakanoku.
Looks like a good pitch there by Edu, but that's a good start. He can't let it get into his mind. He's got to stay focused.
Yeah, I don't know whether that pitch was up. It looked pretty close.
And Nakanoku fouls it off. Count of 1-1.
And change up. Nice spot. Nice call from Dutchie there behind the plate. Grounds out Anoka for out number 1. Big out that.
That's a huge part of Edu's game is that change up, and he hasn't thrown many of them. They might have been the first one this game, so the more he can rely on that, the better he is.
And Gibson goes for the running bunt, and Curtis is trapped behind first base there. You get a bit of a screamed out, ooh, he wasn't expecting that, and if that had gone down, there might have been a close play at first.
That's what makes Nathan Nakanoku and Seth Gibson very similar and alike. You know, they can hit for power, but as we saw earlier with Nate Nooks' running bunt, Seth can do the same thing. Obviously, probably a 20-year age difference, but
Maybe
in terms of talent, maybe not that far a gap.
There's the change again. So I think certainly come in with just trying to keep them off balance, this Auckland team, and doing a good job of it so far. And calls out on the swing.
Big time call there for Edu. He needed that, and I wasn't quite sure if he went around, but umpire at 3 had a better decision, better eye than I did up here in the commentary booth. So that's for sure.
So Edu got himself a nice little rhythm going here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, looks very sharp, very sharp. He's come out throwing strikes, got the change-up working.
And Cole Evans drives one down to right field. And with good hustle, takes a big lead, makes Huepa make a good play, and he does. Gets the ball in fast to the cut-off man, Pita Rona. It's a 2 outs, runner on first base.
Yeah, with these evening games, Rick, you can see the hit out to the outfield. There's a little bit of dew out there, so it makes things a little bit more difficult for these outfielders.
Into the box comes Campbell Anoka. He stayed in right field for Kellen Compain, so he's going to hit in the 4 hole. And the high one sees Cole Evans go across to second base. So Campbell Anoka just needs a single now, try and score Auckland a run. Doesn't have to be an extra base hit.
Yeah, Campbell's been in phenomenal form. I think he hit 7 home runs in 8 games down in the PK Classic, so he's seeing the ball real well.
That wind's died off since the start of the game. You see the flags out in centre field almost limp.
Yeah, it's got a bit cooler too, Rick. Everyone's a little bit, a little bit cooler in the outfield. The pressure's high.
And it's almost every second or third pitch now with the change-up, really trying to keep them off balance. So 3-1, good hitters count here for Anoka. Don't think he'll go change again, but you never know. He's an open base at first, so he can risk it.
Great comeback pitch there. Great comeback pitch there.
Wasn't really set to hit there, was he? He was looking, I think he was looking all the way just about, which is surprising for someone as aggressive as Campbell normally is.
Mm-hmm. Shows maybe the light, maybe the light might be having a slight effect out there, maybe.
Not a bad miss that, and Edu turns around and walks back just to regather his thoughts. But no, nothing hurt there, just open base at first, so the lead runner doesn't advance. In comes Alphonse Ovanakovis.
Yeah, as you see, Rick, nothing really hurt there. I mean, now we got the force going. If anything hit down to third base, just a touch of bag, we'll get them out of the inning. But a good opportunity here for Alphonse to really put the nail in the coffin here.
Ooh, nice little swing on that. He's swinging a good bat lately, Alphonse.
Yeah, Alphonse also a part of the wider Black Sox squad, so a big congratulations to him again. Showing his worth for the...
And there it is, gets a change up. Maybe one too many, he just sat back out on that quite nicely. That's a big hit. Maybe one too many, he just sat up a little bit higher there, and he seemed to be sitting on that, didn't he?
Yeah, as you said, Rick, earlier before, you said, he's throwing two a set, as a hitter, and as good as hitters as these Aucklanders. If he's going to throw a change-up, you might as well just sit, take the first one, and maybe hope that he's going to throw out the second one, and sure enough, the gamble paid off for Alphonse.
In comes Nathan Nakanoku. Two outs. Oh, and gets a pitch on the inside, which you don't see Nathan getting a lot. They normally work him outside, and they'll only come back once they're ahead or want to waste a pitch. But they're going right at him here. Let's see if they stay there or they do go back out again.
Good attitude there by Edu. Attack. He needs to attack in this situation.
Yep, staying there. Nice pitch.
Great spot for Edu. Makes it a little bit tougher lefty on lefty on that inside. You don't have as much room to work with, but that was an excellent spot right there.
And you can start it in and it can curve back into the zone. So straight out of the hand, you think it's way inside, maybe even going to hit you in the knee, but it can curve back and just catch a bit of that front corner. Oh, and on the wild pitch comes straight back off the screen. A close play at third. Nakanoku slides in. A few in the crowd weren't happy with the call. Bang, bang play.
Yeah, 50-50 play there. Good slide in by Campbell. A little bit of most of the bounce off we've seen has just come off that net and sort of died, but that sort of hit a bit of the post. Came back. But, single here would really push the game out of...
Oh, he's called that a strike earlier in the at-bat. That's a tough call.
That's a tough pitch there.
And the count of 2 outs.
But when you played the game as a higher level as Nathan has, you earn those ones.
Nice set of pitches. It's a nice little curve on the outside.
Yeah,
just attempting, keeping it out of his power. Nice set.
Absolutely. I mean, what we've seen here is real good pitches with good velocity, good movement, good location.
And gets in with the change. Didn't beat him with the speed, beat him with the movement. I think he was almost kept the hands back on that. A nice piece of pitching from Edu Drage, but Auckland score one more run on another couple of hits, so they push out to 7 runs to 5, but North Harbour got 2 more at-bats to go, and the way they're going, if they keep going with the picket fence, they're going to end up with 7, and we're going to have a tied ball game if it's the trend carries on. So still the intrigue continues here in the late one at the 2021 Golden Homes National Fastpitch Championships here at ELE Stadium, North Harbour at Rosedale Ballpark. Welcome to everyone watching. So let's see if Chappie can settle down this innings. He was a little bit unnerved in the last innings.
Yeah, I think both pitchers are sort of just having a little bit of a little bit of confusion with the umpire. They don't know exactly where his spot is, so they're always trying to push the limits. So if Chappie can stay solid here.
Marty Cannons will lead off for North Harbour. He's coming at third base for Joseph Hall. Just overthrowing that drop ball a little bit, just telling me he's not happy with his footing, or not comfortable with his footing, may I say.
Yeah, just missing up a little bit on those drop balls, just a bit. A good side though.
swing and a miss. For strike.
Coming with the lifter that time, throw 2 balls, and it looks like his the lifter could be the working pitch.
And inside. The ball.
Looked like a good spot there, but Max was set up outside, and it came inside.
Yeah,
And
I think he
sometimes
missed
that
it.
can spook the pitcher a little bit, umpire.
And through the zone for a strike. There's full counts.
And come back well, Chapman. Big out.
And a swing and a
Big
miss.
out the first one, especially as you're getting late in the game and your team
Number 1.
chasing a couple. So it brings the plate the home run hitter last time up.
And up to bat the centre fielder.
Good leader for Daniel Chapman there. It's a momentum killer for an offense when you can strike out the first batter. So it was good to just sort of stoke the fire. Nice side.
Not overly impressed with the call there, Chapman. Tikirika Kupanikola, the batter for North Harbour.
That one looked like it might have hit TK's hand or
No,
something.
got the umpire.
Oh,
Got the
yeah,
umpire
and
straight
came
through.
back and hit him.
Almost like a cross-up because Max missed it totally and it's gone straight through.
Hmm.
And a count of 2 balls. No strikes. Swing and a miss for strike. 2 balls. Strike.
TK can get on here and set the table for the top.
Nice time for the change.
Excellent pitch there.
Swing and
Good
miss
call.
and a change-up. Counts 2-2.
If Chappie can throw that change up well, which he has been, it can definitely be a huge asset for him.
And gets him looking on the outside. So the
Around the corner
change-up does its job, sets the table for a hard drop ball on the outside and freezes Cooper Nicola from out number
there.
2.
Brings it back to top of the lineup. Number 22, Caleb.
In comes the lead-off hitter, shortstop. Number 22, Caleb Rona.
Oh, it's a good pitch. He looks like he's really comfortable throwing that change up. That's going to make it a tough task for these hitters. Yeah, when someone can throw 130 and then, throw a hundy on you, it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, makes the next 130, it seems like 140.
Exactly.
And swing and a miss. Strike 1 ball.
Very good rhythm here from
2 strikes.
Chappie.
Yeah, he looks a lot more comfortable this inning. It's probably the most comfortable I've seen him all day on this mound. Oh, nice spot.
And change up just outside.
Perfect spot on that. Perfect.
Full count on Caleb Rona. Good battle here.
Full count.
And gets him looking at a drop ball. So 1, 2, 3 innings for Chapman there against North Harbour. It's the first innings at the bottom of the 6th. They haven't put a run on the board, so a big win there for the Auckland pitcher, trying to halt the momentum of that offence from North Harbour. But we're moving to the top of the 7th. This game is far from over. Auckland leading 7 runs to 5.
And ladies and gentlemen, we obviously kick off tomorrow, day 2 here at NFC. First games at 9 o'clock, see Hawke's Bay Canterbury, men and also Hutt Valley Counties. welcome you all to come down again and support your teams.
Leading off the top half of the seventh innings for Auckland will be the second baseman, number 20, Tommy Inoka. On deck, the third base, Reese Evans.
Yeah, good opportunity here for Auckland to get one more insurance run. I think one more would do it. The way that even two's the way that Chappie's pitching at the moment is enough. But I think one to really secure it. But you can't hold these Harbour guys down. I mean, as you say, that picket fence has had its first halt of the game. But one more insurance run needed here for Auckland would seal it.
Sometimes I'm not. I could say I'm whiny. A lot of people like me.
Inoka gets the high rise ball on the outside, drives it to Curtis Tompkins for out number one.
Out number one.
Yeah, just going with that outside drop ball there was Tommy Inoka. A good pitch there by Edu. Coming again, showing good form, which is good. He needs to keep his team in the game.
And up to bat number 14.
In comes Reese Evans. On deck, the catcher, Max Early.
Nice pitch there inside. I reckon the light out there might be affecting it because these pitches look like they're coming in good, and there's nothing harder than seeing someone who's thrown BBs at night time, especially down and ins like that one was.
Oh, and Reese Evans check swings to Tompkins for out number two.
And again, Tompkins.
In comes the catcher, Max Early. On deck, lead-off hitter, centre fielder Ben Inoka.
Two quick outs here for Harbour. That's good stuff by Edu.
Max Early.
And Max drives one to Pitarona, who keeps it in front, throws him out at first for a 1-2-3 inning for North Harbour. So both teams' offense have dried up for a half an innings each, so it comes down to the bottom half of the seventh inning. Can North Harbour get 2 runs to extend this ball game or 3 to win it? We'll find out real shortly. If they can check into some dodgy motel around the corner, the Do Hop In or something that's called. 2 sets of bunks, 4 single. Sorry. That doesn't sound like a recipe for disaster, ladies and gentlemen, but I hope none of their wives are listening. So here we come. Bottom half of the seventh inning. Second baseman Pitarona leads off, followed by Hohepa Monk. And the pitcher, Eruera Drage.
Last chance for romance here for North Harbour. Chasing 2 runs, but right in the thick of it. Right in the thick of the order, right in the order that they want.
Baseman Peter Rona.
And Pitt will be disappointed in himself there. Swung at the same pitch he left the first time up.
Hoping for something straighter. Yeah, but you're right. Got to be a little bit more patient. Take a few more pitches. Get his team going.
You hear Pitter's mother, Amanda, in the grandstand there, cheering along. She's obviously sitting alone because her husband and both her sons are playing, so no one else from the family going to sit with her. But always cheering them on, as a good mother does. And Rhino gets one off the end of the bat. Cole Evans reads that nicely and takes it at shortstop. Nice anticipation there from Evans for out number 1. So big out for Auckland. Big one to get when you're chasing a couple of runs as the lead-off hitter, but However, Monk will have other thoughts about that, keeping the innings alive, so his main job here is just to get on base. Like, I don't even think a home run doesn't help here. He needs something for his team to aim for.
Yeah, that's right, Rick. Base runner is needed.
Russell Hall down at first base, just showing his reflexes like a cat down there, taking that foul ball off the fence. He's still rubbing his hands there. And Chapman gets a nice low rise ball on the outside for strike number 2.
Good job by Chappie. He needs to get ahead of these guys early. He needs to really attack.
There's the change up, and I think Harbour was sitting back on that too. So you've got to be careful, young Max early, not to be too predictable, like ended up happening with Alphonse hitting that change up when a few too many were coming down. So Harbour making some good swings on all the pitches he's throwing down.
Yeah, a little bit too close for comfort, that one, you know. Two strikes ahead, no balls, should really start stretching it. Umpires, you know, giving ins and outs, so it'll be a good pitch right here.
Must have been a little bit high. So 2-2, good fight back in the up bat here for Harbour Monk.
Yeah, good adjustment here by Harbour. Nothing really been close though, so Chappie just needs to settle it down, work for one good pitcher on this one. Can't afford to be putting anyone on base.
And Harbour does the same as Pitter, hits a hard shot to Cole Evans, but again, reads the ball well off the bat. Takes that quite comfortably around his ankles. Cut number 2. In comes the pitcher, number 13, Edward Drage.
Yeah, those are two good plays there by Cole Evans. I mean, in the night, you can sometimes get fooled at coming off the bat a little bit faster than usual, but he stayed back, relaxed, and made 2 good catches so far.
And Edu sits back on a change-up, keeps his hands back, drives out into left field. And a throw back at first base almost gets Edu. So 2 outs, they're still alive. They've been fighting all night. They're not stopping fighting now in the bottom of the 7th inning. In comes the first baseman, Curtis Tompkins.
Yeah, it's exactly what Harbour wanted. Runner on. Experienced Curtis Tompkins up to bat. I'm surprised they're not going for the DR here though, Rick.
Yeah, interesting. You've got to go all in the bottom of 7th when you're chasing a couple. You've got to tie the game before you can win the game.
Absolutely.
and gets away from Max early. Disappointed with himself there. Easy base across for Eruera. And now they'll bring the designated runner in. Might have forgotten about him for the first couple of pitches. Young Hemi must have been in the dugout. Say, hey, what about me? You forgot about me? Remember me?
Yeah, it's been a long game. There's been a lot of action happen. It's easy to forget you got guys sitting around.
And a fly ball to deep shortstop. Cole Evans goes back and takes that comfortably, which puts an end to the game. An entertaining game, Josh. Auckland running out winners 7 runs to 5 over last year's runner-up, North Harbour. Good way to finish day 1 of the 2021 Golden Homes National Men's Championships. Summary of the game, Josh. How did it all play out for you, mate? Who was your man of the match for this one?
Oh, I think you can't go past Cole Evans. You know, he started it off with that big home run. And he's, I think he went 3 for 4, was it? Or 4 for 4? Either way, these last 3 plays really sealed the deal. But North Harbour should be proud of themselves. They did exactly what they required. You know, manufacturing runs was exactly how they were going to win this ball game. But, you know, when you're going up against a lethal side like Auckland, it's hard to contain them. But they should hold their heads up high the way that they've played pretty much what I see is the best team in the competition. And they've managed to score 5 runs off of some decent pitching. So they'll go back to the drawing board and, you know, see where they need to what they need to work on for the rest of the tournament. But Auckland should be proud of themselves. They know that they could have put that game away early. Obviously had close to 15 hits there in 7 innings. But other than that, good game of softball. Really exciting things and promising stuff for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I think obviously Auckland have come out today, got 3 wins from 3. North Harbour only 1 win from 3, but a couple of tough opponents with Wellington and Auckland. But I think they can, in the huddle there, I think they can take a lot out of this game. They stayed in the fight and right literally to the last innings. So if they can keep doing that throughout the tournament and build on what they've done here tonight, they're still right in amongst us. I see them as a top 4 side easily. But how deep they go is just it's a matter of putting another 8 or 10% on polish on what they've done now. I think Edu looked really good on the mound when he came in, so they've got to make sure he stays healthy, and I think they're right in the thick of it. For Auckland, I think Chapman's the key, and he came in and closed it out. He looked a lot more comfortable in the last few innings here than he did in the earlier game today. And obviously the offense, not even 1 through 9, it's 1 through 12 or whatever. Guys coming off the bench can come off and produce some runs. So, excited 3 days coming up. We'll be back with you in the next couple of days. Have a nice sleep, everyone at home, and we'll catch you over the weekend. Sayonara.
Peace out.